In Part 1, Chapter 18 of Don Quixote, the Don mistakes herds of sheep for two battling armies and joins the fray. Angry shepherds throw rocks and candied almonds at him, the latter of which really hurt. He pulls out his cup of magic elixir, but he's hit by another almond, knocking out a few of his teeth. He falls off Rocinante, and the shepherds flee. The potion takes full effect, and Don Quixote throws up on Sancho Panza's beard. Sancho throws up on Don Quixote before going to his saddlebags to find something with which to clean the mess. That's when he realizes the saddlebags are gone. In Part 1, Chapter 19, Don Quixote and Sancho come across a funeral party, taking a man's bones back to his hometown. He stops the group, but they aren't interested in talking to him, so he attacks, and they run away. Sancho is amazed at his master's strength and bravery and tells the one man left behind that the brave knight who did all this is the Knight of the Sad Face. The moniker is due to Don Quixote's face, which is just about the most awful I've ever seen, probably from exhaustion and lack of teeth. In Part 1, Chapter 20, Don Quixote and Sancho Panza are looking for water in the dark when they hear a loud clanking noise. Sancho Panza is terrified and doesn't want Don Quixote to search for the source of the noise, so he ties Rocinante's legs together when the Don isn't looking. He's so scared that he won't move an inch away from his master, and he has a bowel movement right then and there. Sancho Panza unties Rocinante just before dawn. It turns out that the source of the noise was 6 hydraulic hammers beating cloth, a process used to felt wool fabric. Don Quixote is embarrassed, but sees the humor in the situation. Sancho Panza, who thinks the whole thing is hysterical, starts mocking his master. Don Quixote tells Sancho Panza to check and restrain all this excessive conversation. He's never heard a squire talk to his lord as much as Sancho Panza talks to him. Cervantes' frequent use of slapstick humor brings up the question of the intended audience for Don Quixote. Such base comedy, dueling vomit, secret defecation would have more likely been enjoyed by the lower classes of the era than scholars. Or maybe the upper class and scholars of 17th century Spain just enjoyed pratfalls equally.